Manship, if it were.
Yep. So we're seeing a lot of subscribers and bits in the chat, so thanks for that. As our race gets underway, Uncle with the ironic quote here, and moving on to the first chest, we've got a big heart. You know, it's something you'd like to see in the first chest. It's not the thing you'd most like to see for sure.
I mean, it's better than a capacity upgrade or a piece of heart. So there are worse things to have. There are absolutely better things to have, but that's fine.
So what would be the one thing that you would absolutely most want to see in that first chest?
If it were me, lamp, so that I never have to worry about it in the entire race, and I know I won't lose my dark groups.
There we got fire rod.
That's an awesome weapon to start off with. It does a ton of damage to pretty much everything. The thing you have to worry about, though, is you won't be able to do much farming for bombs as you're going through here. So a little bit concerned about that to start off with.
Yeah, we do have a limited amount of offensive power at the moment. Ruble is going to go ahead and get a bush kill on the guard, and so is Justin Z. That is going to get us 20 rupees, so that's the first drop in those sword guard tables.
Yep, I absolutely love to see them being heads up and says, I only got 8 shots with this fire rod at the moment, so I'm going to go ahead and kill things with everything else that I can up to this point in time.
And Ruble went ahead and used a couple of those fire rod shots on the green guards on the way down to the bottom of escape. There is our map in its vanilla chest.
That's something nice to see, and Justin also killing at least a couple of the guards here. Real interesting to see. They're doing some farming early, trying to find something. No go so far.
Yeah, there are some extra magic upgrade or magic pots later on if you want to get some farming in. So it's not that big a deal. Both runners now currently on the same amount of magic. Oh, that's a full magic drop.
Well, it's a full magic drop for Justin Z because he got one more extra kill in that table. So he's going to be rewarded for doing some extra farming. That's a little bit rare. I think Ruble's only one guard behind there. If he kills the guard down here in the basement, he might pick it up as well.
Now, I imagine we'll be seeing... Okay, so Justin took care of that green guard, and a single shot to take care of the ball and chain guard as well. That is the one major upside to the fire rod, and there's the lamp.
Well, I mean, my dreams just came true. Not necessarily Ruble's there. He did get that magic pot, so full magic refill there. Ruble had to backtrack just for a half second to get Zelda.
Yeah, I mean, that is where you would generally pick up the lamp in the vanilla speedrun, so that is kind of interesting.
I thought the lamp in the vanilla speedrun... Oh, yeah, you skip the treasure chest, right? In the NMG strat, right?
You skip the first one, you skip the other chest, which would have it, which is the one in the Uncle's Tunnel, and you pick it up there at Zelda.
And these two are on a blistering pace right now. No, no pun necessary for the fire rod and lamp blistering. Haha. Doing very well, getting back to the top sub 4 minutes, so they're right on track for the optimal escape sequence at this point, although still no bombs yet.
And you're really going to want some bombs. Now, there are some, additional types of enemies down here that could have their own separate drop table.
Hatch78 asks a question in chat. Is the random weapon you get from Uncle truly randomized, or is it included in the seed? It's included in the seed, so each seed will guarantee the same weapon, which is why you see both of these runners with the exact same weapon. And Justin Z does find an 8 bomb drop from these ropes. We'll see if Ruble can find the same thing. He's going to forego it and just keep on moving.
There's our vanilla small key as well. Wow. There's a whole lot of vanilla coming off of this seed. Vanilla lamp, vanilla map, vanilla small key.
It's like we're in an ice cream factory or something.
Alright, so Ruble is attempting the rat corner, just getting some arrows from that, and he's down to one solitary fire shot. So he can get a few more from this next room.
Yeah, and he's going to, at this point, bypass the room. He's going to make sure that he gets off the shots here on the rats.
Oh,
and does get one bomb!
Ha ha!
Clutch.
Oh, and there's a glove in the back of Escape, which is... Oh, it is so huge that Ruble got that.
It'll be interesting to think if either of these runners feel like they have the advantage here. Both of them got really lucky with their particular bomb drops. Nothing from the guard, so you may go into this thinking, I might have a bit of an edge because they did so much farming to get to that spot.
Yeah, so the glove from the back of Escape is a big deal because a lot of times you won't go back to the back of Escape until you have a glove. Well, if that's your first glove, you are out of luck.
All right, so both of our runners getting through the escape process. Justin Z with about a 15-second head start on Ruble right now.
What are the odds you think we see a Death Mountain check early?
That, I mean, it's in logic. I think they'd like to see something like the mirror or the hook shot before they really do a solid commit to it. But I can see an early check possibly. Remember, game 3, this is an elimination match for both of them. We might see some crazy routing there.
Death Mountain check also unlocks that save and quit point, so it makes it easy to come back there.
This is true. So you can save and quit out of there with relatively little penalty.
Just a bunch of big 20s in the Lost Woods, but we are getting bombs from the Hoarder Crab here.
And that'll be nice for Ruble. Won't have to purchase bombs, at least going through the area. Ruble is going to be doing the safety check, and it's just a big 20 on the Lumberjack ledge. Justin C has avoided that, so he's going to have an even bigger edge. If we see an early boots, we might see Justin come back and check that just in case. A lot of runners end up skipping that particular check until it's starting to become more in logic.
Yeah, seems rather appropriate. Now, Justin now heading into Blind's hut. Gonna have 5 items in here. What sort of shenanigans can we expect? Just a green rupee to start with. A little garbage, a little sword, a little more garbage.
I mean, the sword's not garbage, so it's nice.
Yeah, the sword is good. And 100 rupees. That'll make it convenient to pay off the extortion vendor outside.
That being said, we have a sword, we have a lamp. We're just missing either a cape or another sword before we have access to Aga. We only have one item to possibly get us that Dark World access first. So I might be a little bit nervous about this particular loadout at this point.
Yep. I mean, when you got 2 of the 4 horsemen of the Agapocalypse, what are you going to do?
Oh man, that's clever. I like that.
And there's the bow. In the Kakariko well, words. I know how to words.
Well, that almost guarantees that we're going to be diving over to Eastern. We have 3 crystals in the light world. Looks like Crystal 5 up in Tower of Hera, but bow, boots. That's absolutely nice.
So less of an extortion vendor and more of a velocity vendor today.
Hey kid, I hear you like to go fast. This'll help you go fast. So we're looking at probably a pretty early check over here into Eastern Palace because we have everything to make it just go super fast. And there's 6 items over there between Sahasrara and the Eastern Palace area, and it's all in logic, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, seems good. I might even check it before South Shore at this point. It's a very strange situation that I would find myself in, but I might do it.
Well, and again, that's in the back of your mind when you are facing elimination. You have to do something. Maybe take a few gambles that you wouldn't normally get to do. Right now, doing Eastern before South Shore sounds plausible. Might go ahead and do it myself.
All right, so Justin gonna go ahead and dash over to check the race game. What do we have? It's a big love, so I don't think Justin's going for it. Justin is actually going to do the slightly faster route. When you have the glove and the boots, it's faster to dash from the race game than it is to save and quit.
Yep, that's heads up by Justin, knowing his routing tables there.
All right, so no item to make this trip faster through the dam. No hook shot, no mirrors, so we're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way.
We see Ruble going to go ahead and dip into this escape. We'll see if he does the save and quit or if he goes ahead and gets the heart. I would imagine he would go ahead and get it. It wouldn't be worth it if he hadn't already been up here, but a lot of runners do this check for this exact reason, for this kind of middling progression.
All right, just piece of heart in the sunken treasure, just some arrows, I think, in the dam chest, so nothing really great there. This is Mini Moldorm Cave. 5 beautiful items behind 4 less beautiful Mini Moldorms.
Everyone's beautiful in their mother's eyes, and their mother is equally ugly.
Yeah, their mother is a troll.
Justin finally getting that last Moldorm, who was playing Matrix with those arrows.
And
wow,
there's a whole lot of diddly squat in Mini Moldorm Cave.
That's the worst Mini Moldorm Cave I've seen in a long time. Just junk.
And Justin now heading to the Ice Rod Cave.
It's a very quick check, especially when you have the boots. Might as well go ahead and do it here, but he's got to be careful. Down to 1 heart already.
Piece of heart that is going to take him up to 6. And electing not to go for the fake flippers slash boots water walking.
Yep, not surprising. That is, while you can get up to a logical access to Zora, you still don't have the Moon Pearl to do the wonderful waterfall fairy check. So it is less incentive to go ahead and go up there. And now we see the next treasure trove of items here in the Eastern Palace area.
Well, if you combine the fake flippers with the boots water walking, you can actually get the hobo and the waterfall fairy cave taken care of. But there's the Moon Pearl, so who cares?
Who cares? I mean, it has the value. Sahasrara, clothes in his closet, of course, that makes logical sense. But you called it earlier. You know, it seems like already Eastern is paying off more than the South Shore area.
Yep, now Eastern itself, of course, a good portion of it locked behind the lamp and the bow. But with those items being available early, you might expect some progression here.
Feels like it. It feels like this is kind of our next sphere of progression right now, especially with bow and lamp early. Something either in the back of those dark rooms or locked behind the dark rooms on Armos Knights himself. Here we see Ruble doing that water walking dash that you just talked about. He's going for it while Justin is following the logic here. We'll see if this is going to help Ruble out at all.
So the fact that Ruble did the water dash to hobo means that he's not going to be able to check that waterfall ferry because he just lost the dash by jumping up. So he could do the reverse fake flipper to go up to Zora, but that's a little out of the way.
All right, and we see Ruble likely going to be heading over here to Eastern right now. Ruble has done a few more checks than Justin at this point in time. Ruble checked what's on the lumberjack ledge, knows it's junk, and has also done that walk over to the hobo, which was out of sequence, but some extra intel there for Ruble.
So yeah, what I like to do when I'm doing the boot stash is do the fake flip, like set up the boot stash, then do the fake flipper to the hobo, and then jump off from the hobo to start the boot stashing. Oh, hammer time!
Yeah, that's a nice find. So that is our Dark World access, exactly where Justin's going to skip that other treasure chest for now. Ruble did also give us some interesting intel when talking to Sahasrara. We find out that Turtle Rock is our green pendant, which there's some superstition among some runners that whenever Turtle Rock is a pendant, you probably are going to end up having to go there as well.
But I mean, if Turtle Rock is a crystal, you definitely have to go there, so I don't get it.
I mean, you always have to go to Turtle Rock. That's just the worst case scenario for all of our runners.
It does mean that the ice rod is going to be less of a concern for our runners today.
And for those people who really enjoy seeing maximum troll for the pedestal, you know, that eliminates a lot of items that could possibly be on the pedestal. Turtle Rock has the most logical item requirements, being the last dungeon of the game, other than Ganon's Tower.
Oh, Justin setting up this beautiful quick kill here on Armos. Nicely done.
And he gets a compass. I believe that does mean there's still one item left in the back, unless I miscounted somehow.
What was in the first chest?
I have no idea. I'm hoping that our wonderful tracker dude is keeping track of all of this, so I look less like an idiot.
Alright, so people are saying that there is an item left on the big key chest, so if it turns out to be important, then that's a big deal. And in fact, that is the only one of those items that is actually sort of locked behind the, quote, progression for Eastern.
Well, this should be interesting. We'll see if Ruble ends up making that play and is more thorough. But Justin Z, as I think we were talking about, being slightly more calculating in terms of what he's going to do. Ruble also skipping it. Justin Z is going to be checking the traditional hype cave. We'll start with a Fisher Price shield. Money. Lots of money. Half magic.
Alright, so half magic being the real only great thing here. So it looks like Justin is... he's doing a very interesting play. And that is, he's checking the... he's checking sort of the most item-dense locations and sort of leaving their near cousins out of the way. So, like, checking Hype Cave there, but then, like, not going anywhere nearby.
Which I can see in Justin's position and in Ruble's position. I mean, this is win or go home. You got to take some gambles, and I love the gambles that are being taken, at least up to this point in time. We'll see if they pay off. So Justin is going to be heading into the Dark World over here. We do already have Fire Rod, so logically we can go ahead and clear Skull Woods. We'll check to see if it's going to be a crystal or a pendant. I don't know if we got a map check from Justin already or not. Well, there's our answer, and it does look like Skullwoods is going to be another pendant, so won't have to kill Mothula at the very least, but Justin going ahead and dipping his big toe in here, checking to see if Skullwoods has anything of value for us.
All right, so the first chest in Skullwoods, we'll figure out it. We'll figure it out eventually. There we go. That is one of the two items we're looking for.
Yep, only two items, and then you could skidoodly-doo away. Ruble is going to be more thorough again in these overworld checks. Looks like he's going to be checking the pyramid right at the moment. And between that hammer and bow and lamp, we have actually logically full access to go ahead and do Palace of Darkness, which is another crystal. We might see Ruble go ahead and knock that out. It's a relatively dense number of treasure chests. Ruble is given the proverbial thanks for playing with the single arrow on the pyramid.
Yeah, so I did just go back and check to make sure it does in fact seem that they got all three items in Eastern.
Okay, so they got the three items in the big key, just boom, boom, boom.
So it was basically the perfect Eastern.
Justin Z getting grabbed by the hand. I about said my other name for it, and I'm not allowed to. So
I like to call it the Fall Master.
And I like to call them Donald Trump hands.
No, they're too big. Moving on.
Ruble is going to check the one-off locations. Fire Shield up at Catfish, but it's another one of those out-of-the-way locations.
Oh, hook shot! Hook shot on the bumper cave. We're going to need to find that cape.
Yeah, so Cape is going to be locking our progression right now, at least for Swamp Palace, and logically for the moment, even all of Death Mountain. So that's interesting.
Hashtag use this to become invisible.
Well, we're seeing some good route divergence here. Justin Z is going to be showing us the Village of Outcasts area. Ruble is going right over here and trying to read the seed, saying, hey, Bo locked something for a reason, ensuring that it's a crystal. Misery Mire is our third pendant. Man, this may be a caneless seed. Can you imagine that?
Wow. Caneless, fire rod's not going to be a thing. Medallions may not be a thing. Likely won't be a thing unless you have to dip one of those pendant dungeons.
May not see the flute, even. I mean, the nice thing is with Turtle Rock, Misery Mire, with so many items not technically required for the progression chain, if nothing's in Misery Mire, nothing's in Turtle Rock, we may not see a lot of things and be in go mode pretty quickly.
So I think like the minimal go mode item set at this point actually is Flipper's Cape Book.
Oh, gloves. Yeah, gloves. But yeah, we're getting close to that already, which is insane to think about. Of course, chat also pointing out, while neither of the dungeons could have cane requirements right now, if the big key in Ganon's Tower is locked behind the right side, it would logically require the cane. So we might see a late cane.
Is another small key here in the front of Pod, while Justin is heading up to the attic of Thieves Town. Gonna go do some remodeling. Put in a skylight, maybe.
Worst contractor ever. All right, so we'll see what Justin Z ends up finding here. Worth noting that this is one of our 5-6 crystals. There's the Titan's Mitts, French vanilla.
Right there in Thieves Town, basically where you want to see him.
Yeah, this means he'll be able to route in quite a few of these other checks. He'll be able to go ahead and do the Jeremiah loop if he wants to right now. Do hammer pegs while he's here. There's a lot that Justin Z is going to be able to do. That's a very nice location for those Titan Smiths.
It looks to me like we may have the mythical 5 keys in the front of Pod this time.
That is pretty mythical.
I mean, it can happen. You can have 6 keys in the front of Pod. Yeah. And, I mean, guess technically we did, because one of them was the big one.
Interesting.
Trying to set up the hammer jump here. Actually missed it the first time. Trying to do some very safe strats this time. Pulling it off. Flippers in Pod. Wow.
Both runners end up getting their respective progression items through here. Only one piece of progression for both of them. I think Justin's is a little bit more valuable in terms of items that are possibly unlocked. At the same time, that means that Ruble has fewer spots to check. So, depending on your insight, I don't know. I think I'd rather be in Ruble's shoes right now.
We'll see. I think there's going to be potential for one more small key over here. Yeah, so there could be something in the Harmless Hellway, I believe. Unless they found something else up front. But I'm pretty sure it was 5 small keys and a big key.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Nope, I was wrong. It was 4 small keys and a big key. I'm a dumb. It's something else.
All right, so Ruble on his way to the back of Turtle Rock. We'll go ahead and clear that one out. Justin Z is going to finish up his Village of Outcasts. We'll see what else he decides to do with those Titan's Myths. Like we said, great time for him to get them because he's right around a lot of overworld checks requiring the Titan's Myths.
Yeah, although a lot of times you like to go ahead and check the... Justin, have you done the digging game yet? Okay, there you go. Anyway, a lot of times you like to have the mirror when you're going to do things like blacksmith and purple chest and all that mess, but sometimes you don't have that choice.
Long digging game so far here from Justin.
Goodness, that's a lot of digs, leaving the full heart behind. Saving the text box is better than saving the heart, apparently.
I am disappointed, but I understand. Save the frames. And Justin is going to be doing this Jeremiah check. Looks like he's going to do hammer pegs to start off with, though.
Yep. In the off chance you find the mirror here, that's going to be a pretty nice setup. Otherwise, you'll probably save and quit. See what you can do from there.
Meanwhile, Ruble is fighting the Helmosaur King, and Justin is given kind of a rude single rupee salute there.
So, yeah, Ruble using basically the best thing he had at his disposal to deal with Helmasaur King, which was in fact arrows. So you got to hit 8 shots on the little jewel there.
Ruble still has a single key. Did he not open a door?
He didn't open the front door.
Okay, okay.
Never mind.
Oh, he skipped the
he
big
didn't
key
open
chest.
the big key chest.
So this one will have an item in it, though.
Yes. That is why I thought he had 5 keys up front.
Ah. So Ruble wanted to go for a gamble because very frequently this is just another key, but not this time. This time it is a Master Sword.
That is certainly something worth finding. Gonna need to find at least the Master Sword. Oh no, really?
That's
Who
rude.
puts the mirror on the lumberjack on the blacksmiths? Who does that?
I mean, that's a great item that we absolutely need. Now
here's the thing. Does that lead Justin to go up Death Mountain? Because he's now got access to all of it.
You know what? I think so.
Minus Ether Tablet.
Well, Ether Tablet and, Hookshot Cave, which we don't have the Hookshot.
Right. You can check the first chest in Hookshot Cave, which it would be pretty great if that was the cape. Just throwing that out there.
Well, it would be amazing. Well, it would be great. It would require a double dip into Death Mountain. Yeah, I think when you think Light World, you have 8 treasure chest locations. You can go ahead. At this point, you will have logical access to quite a bit up there. You can go ahead and get the other 5-6 dungeon in Tower of Hera, so that'll unlock Pyramid Fairy as well. I don't think there's anything but checking that right now.
The earlier race I commentated today had so much value in Pyramid Fairy. It had Titan's Mitts and Cane of Samaria.
That's a stacked fairy. No pun intended.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Justin Z doing some of these overworld checks, King's Tomb and the Graveyard Ledge. So far, not finding anything. Another 10 bombs. But this routes very nicely in with the check that we have to do at Death Mountain if he ends up doing it.
All right, so Ruble is going to do the Skull Woods check that Justin Z has already taken care of. And Justin is heading up to Death Mountain.
Oh, and here's this Graveyard Ledge check, or Lumberjack Ledge check, I'm sorry, from Justin Z. Able to do it quite a bit faster than Ruble did because he waited for it until he had the boots.
And he dropped a bomb for good luck.
Sure, good luck. We'll call it that.
Yeah, we have found both items in Skull Woods, yes?
I don't remember. I don't think they were anything of value, so I don't... as soon as it's worthless, I tend to lose interest.
Maybe it was just one item. I know we found one in the front, and then Justin left. Ruble's going to actually head to the back, it looks like.
Old man giving us our first bottle of green goo there.
Now,
So
just imagine you had done the Death Mountain play right after Escape.
You could
Just throwing that out there.
just say you're justifying your own strategies there. And there's Quake.
You're not wrong. We got Quack. And another bottle. Jeez.
All right, so Ruble finding the big key, and he does not yet have the mirror, so he is kind of dancing around. Has to leave the hard way. But yeah, Justin doing these checks over here. We'll see. I mean, this is going to be pretty nice to be able to do all of these Death Mountain checks just about in the same location. Finds the first item in Tower of Hera is just a bomb capacity upgrade. Not really happy about that.
All right, so big key in the second chest of Hera, so no need to go downstairs just yet. Yeah, so when the hobo gives you his item, he looks like he's about to give you a bottle, and then he gives you what he actually gives you. So if you thought you saw a bottle, that's probably why.
There's that second item that we were talking about in Skullwood. So Justin Z with the other gamble to skip the second item, paying off because it was just an arrow capacity upgrade. Ruble, and we've seen kind of the story of this tournament between these two. Ruble has always been more thorough in his checks. Justin Z making some more gambles. Right now it's paying off for Justin, but it takes only one item to really troll you.
I believe it was Ruble who already did Catfish.
Yep.
Oof. Justin Z getting trolled by Trolldorm, as Trolldorm is wont to do. But Ruble will probably make the play into Thieves Town shortly, where he will find his Titan's Mitts.
Yep, that'll be a very nice play. He'll also have a slightly easier blind fight, being able to use the Master Sword, which has a little bit more reach, and a second call for Justin. Trolldorm is on a winning streak today.
Trolldorm careth not for your petty hammers. All right, so I do believe we have the small key locked in the basement, actually.
Yep, so not going to be able to 100% see this seed. Darn, not going to do it.
Womp womp.
But we do see Justin going ahead and doing these other Death Mountain checks. Hammer Dash, getting past the dead rocks. Going to see what's up here on the floating island. Just 10 arrows. Oh, it is worth noting, Justin did also skip the big treasure chest in Tower of Hera. So he's, again, making those gambles.
Wow. I think maybe the small key was in there, but I thought we saw 2 items.
What was the second item? Do you remember?
But I think it was sitting in the cage downstairs, and it was garbage.
Oh, what was the first item then?
Well, that was the first item, and the second item was the piece of heart in the compass chest.
Oh, well then, yeah. That would explain why he skipped it, so that's fine. Only 2 items, so yeah, makes sense. Justin doing his checks now. Full heart. Oh, wow. Stop in the cave of love. And it just keeps giving.
And
Wow.
despite the 3 hard increase, I imagine Justin Z is still quite disappointed.
Well, we still have Super Bunny Cave, and we still have the first treasure chest in the Hookshot Cave, which, man, if the cape is there, bravo. Man, Death Mountain has been garbage. What is this?
This is opposite day. I believe is the proper terminology. Whoa, I didn't even see what that was. I know Justin checked the medallion there for Turtle Rock, but I mean, he only saw barely a piece of it. Or we did. There's Bombos.
Bombos. My God, this is horrible.
And Justin is skipping one location up there that he could have checked, and that is the Spike Cave, but it's not in the logic.
Oh, look at this. Justin this is a gamble, I think.
Are we going to Swamp looking for the cape? Is that what's happening here?
I think he's doing it, which really confuses me.
No, he's gonna go Pyramid Fairy.
Okay, whew. That's right. I mean, this is the logical check, I think. And Ruble is going to be doing his overworld right now.
I don't know how you guys saw that. But apparently it was Ether for Turtle Rock, which is the one medallion we don't have.
Which I think at this point, you're happy about. If you know it's a green pendant Turtle Rock, you want nothing to do with anything in Turtle Rock. In fact, if this ends up being both Ether and the Cane of Samaria, it would be horrible.
All right, so Pyramid Fairy, and go see that single arrow. What's up? And now we can go inside. What do we have today? Red Rupee. So big 20s from Big Fairy.
Oh, he's also going to be checking to see what our Pyramid Fairy is going to give us. Did you toss this? And our bonus bottle is just green goo.
All right, so gets back exactly what you threw in, what you got rid of in the first place.
So at this point, Justin Z has no choice but to do his checks of Catfish and Palace of Darkness right now. Ruble, meanwhile, is going to be doing these overworld checks that have already been done. Ruble's taking the wonderful Jeremiah on a world tour at the moment.
And we're going to get that mirror as well as part of this. Right, so Justin can't go into Swamp because he doesn't have the flippers. I just realized that. Duh. But once Ruble gets the mirror, he could.
And between these two, I feel like we're starting to run out of some item location spots. Like, we haven't done Sick Kid yet, which Justin can do. Ruble will be able to do once he goes up to Death Mountain.
I was like, Ruble, where are you going? Okay.
Oh, and the Zora area. So he's going to go turn in his Zora money. See what we have up here on the ledge. It is... I couldn't see.
Yeah, it looks like the right side of Justin's screen is cropped off for us here.
No! And Justin's not going to be able to pick it up anyway because he doesn't have the flippers.
Another bottle from Zora. I think this seed is trying to tell Justin something.
I mean, we've been trying to say something for a while. Maybe Sick Kid does have our progression.
So Justin is now heading back into the Dark World. This is undoubtedly a play toward Pod, because he's got basically nothing else he can do.
Yeah, I mean, he could go ahead and check Sick Kid, and it looks like Ruble is... Where are you going, Ruble? Oh, he's going back to the Dark World.
Yeah. I feel like this might be a purple chest. Because he hasn't done Peg Cave, I don't believe.
No, he has done Peg Cave.
I am mistaken.
I mean... We see Ruble over here. He very well could be doing the purple chest. We've seen Ruble kind of throughout this run be more thorough with his checks, not skip over one-off locations, even if it takes more time. That's why it appears as though Justin is quite a bit ahead in the linear sequencing of things. All it takes, though, is one of these items that Ruble's doing to be a key item that we're looking for to really put him at a better advantage. Because Justin is going to have a lot of one-off locations scattered all over the world for something.
Yeah, so if you know your opponent is a fairly thorough checker, it might be, in your best interest to sort of, double down on the whole high-density item checks and just be, leave some of those others out, knowing that you might make up time doing that.
All right, so here we have Ruble taking the purple chest. This could be Ruble's key right here, if it ends up being something supremely important. No, just a little bit of love from Gary. All right, so Ruble now likely going to be going up here to Death Mountain. It's the most item-dense location that he has left. He'll be finding all the bottles. While these runners are kind of going over each other's steps, I do want to give a shout out to our tracker, Dude, one of our track leaders. The three of us have worked together a lot, especially in the fall tournament, so it's always fun to get the dream team together.
Yeah, I did have the misfortune of having to commentate the race that knocked him out of the tournament yesterday, but that's okay.
Look at that bomb jump from Justin Z.
That is a fun jump right there.
That was swaggy. I like it. I might have to learn that one.
Alright, so Ruble getting ready for that Death Mountain check as well.
Justin says, thanks for nothing. All right, Justin is getting ready to pick up his flippers, and he's going to say, why couldn't you give these to me literally like 10 minutes ago?
All right, so both of our runners still once again sort of retracing the steps that their opponent has done. The next time we see new information ought to be when Justin Z decides where to go after killing Helmasaur. Ruble about to go to the big chest and then realizes, wait a minute, I've seen both of the items in here. I'm out. And Ruble managing to take down Trolldorm without any shenanigans.
Yep. So Ruble gains a little bit of time over Justin from that one, although still lots of other checks to make right at the moment. I think Justin has also foregone that middle treasure chest, the vanilla big key location. We'll see if he dips back in like Ruble did for that master sword.
Yeah, I mean, given his playstyle, I wouldn't be surprised to see him, just let it go.
Okay, now,
I didn't realize what I said until I'd already said it.
Yeah, that treasure chest doesn't bother him anyway.
Oof. Justin is on a heart and a half. He did get...
Ooh.
Wait, was it Justin that went to Zora? Yes.
Yes, it was Justin that went to Zora, so...
So he has the blue potion sitting there. But no problem for Justin as he manages to dodge around and put some arrows in the face.
Oh, Justin's dipping back in. I think he is going to pick up that sword. This is slightly uncharacteristic for Justin, but, I'm glad he's going to do it.
Yeah, and I mean, you're not coming back here. You're still looking for stuff, so yeah, just do it. So Justin and Ruble will be finishing up their checks pretty kind of synced up here. We're going to get some common checks out of the way. Justin heading east. Where are we headed? We're going to Ice Palace?
I think so. He'll do his hobo checks. He might even check the waterfall ferry now that he has the flippers and can do so, which would be smart checks before doing Ice Palace. But it looks like it's going to be the Ice Palace play right at the moment. All right, so Justin Z flippering along. We'll see if he goes to the pyramid, or to the waterfall ferry. Keep on mixing those up. Or just dips right into Ice Palace.
We've got a bug net and a big 20.
It's Stop the game. We can beat it. Go for it. Not really, guys.
Stop in the name
Ignore
of
me.
bugs?
No. I'm not doing that song again.
And Ruble's going to be looking at a different fairy. Would somebody check Sick Kid already?
I'm really surprised that we haven't had a Sick Kid check yet. It's been a little bit since we've had it, and I would certainly rather do that than anything else. Oh, Justin did not do the check we thought he was going to do. He is going to be dipping into Swamp Palace. This is significant here.
I believe Ruble did eventually go check the Bumper Cave, because he did check Graveyard Ledge at one point, I think.
All right, so Justin Z dipping into Swamp Palace without the hook shot. He has a few treasures we can get here, and he's hoping to see that cape. This is kind of a gamble here for Justin because we do have Ice Palace that is available to us right now.
Yeah. Now, if you find the cape in like the first chest, do you go ahead and bail now, or do you go ahead and clear out the left side in hopes of finding, say, the flute or the book to get you into desert?
Well, since I know that I'm going to have to come back anyway, I think I would bail. Just do it. I can come back with the hook shot and be able to full clear the dungeon at that point in time, but that hook shot is such a huge gatekeeper for the rest of this dungeon. Go ahead and bail. So Ruble going to be doing his Zora checks. Zora, Waterfall Fairy, able to do it a little bit more efficiently. And it's just rupees on the ledge that we didn't see from Justin earlier. So no value gained there.
We've got a compass.
And
oh, maybe Rule hasn't checked Graveyard Ledge.
yeah, I think that was another bottle.
Yeah.
Now we see Ruble, I think, is making the play over here to Ice Palace now. He's done all these other checks. So
Well, the compass just was a compass. If that's what you're asking about.
oh, right. IR tastes smart.
But there, I was just saying it's the compass just because the compass is normally there. This time it just was there.
So now Ruble and Justin Z are pretty much neck and neck. They're just doing opposite checks right now. This race, I mean, is now coming down to this gamble. Is it a dip into Swamp Palace or is it a dip into Ice Palace?
And I'm not gonna lie, both of them could be right.
They could. They both could have progression. This would be fantastic and horrible all at the same time.
There is a very specific key layout which puts Cold Stare in logic. But it's very specific.
All right, we get to the left side. First treasure chest for Justin is the Bloomerang.
And we're gonna have to go back upstairs and do it all again.
All right, Justin, this is going to determine if this was a smart gamble or maybe a no. Oh,
Flute!
man.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so flute, that's our desert access, as well as mire area access.
So now, instead of going into Ice Palace, you're absolutely going to see Justin kind of follow this progression chain. He does still have access to Ice, but he's made the gamble. He's committed. He's going to activate this flute. We might actually get our sick kid check, too.
Yep. So everyone get ready to say hi to everyone's favorite swag duck. It's not going to be a song, but all rise. And here we go. So Ruble finds the big key on the left side of Ice. So that means that the completion of Ice Palace, as well as everything on the right-hand side, if I'm not mistaken, is locked behind the hookshot.
I think logically, yeah, but we're going to see Ruble go ahead and do this bomb jump here, which is a surprisingly divisive bomb jump. Some runners think it's super easy. Other runners say it's hard. You just have to kind of get right on the edge and let her rip.
The spin strat that will allow you to set up right on the edge.
And yeah, with no invincibility strats, of course, we can't logically get past those spikes either with that or a hook shot. So not going to find the cape here at any rate, I don't believe. But might find something else.
Now you could find the cape in, say, the big chest of Ice Palace. Or the Ice Tea Room. Those are both available in the logic. In which case, the logic wants you to go in, go get the hook shot, and come back.
Logic, please. The logic in this game can be really cruel, so knowing a lot of these minor sequence breaks, bomb jumps, fake flippers, things of that nature can really save a lot of time. But you got to be careful with their use, because you don't want to overuse it and then get completely lost in the logic and then wind up having nothing. Ruble doesn't have a key.
I'm gonna have to go to Ice Tea the long way.
All right, and Justin Z is in Desert now. We're going to see what's here. Ruble can't access that particular...
Oh no, he jumped down the hole. Looks like he's just going to Cold Stare.
Yeah, he's lost time, so now he's gambling that nothing's here, or that the last item is going to be on Cold Stare. This is, I mean, when you make mistakes, you kind of follow through with it. Hope that it isn't a mistake.
So Justin is going to go finish Desert here. The hookshot is, in fact, on Bumper Ledge. What we're looking for is the cape. We don't know where the cape is. The flute is on left side Swamp, which gave us access to Desert.
Ruble made very nice work of the cotton candy puffs there, and is rewarded with a small key.
Yeah, that also means that the game technically wants you to have the Cane of Samaria to beat Ice Palace.
You. So he is committed, and he is saving and quitting, and is now going to be going elsewhere. Justin made quick work of Landmo. Didn't really find anything though in Desert either.
I don't believe he actually cleared out the right side, so...
No, he was gambling that the last item was going to be here. Ruble gives us a sick kid check. Tempered sword!
Tempered sword, very nice. I mean, it's not strictly required, but you will certainly appreciate it. And at this rate, Justin's never checking that, so...
I mean, if he hasn't checked it yet when he was doing Swag Duck, he's not checking it now.
Silvers on the right-hand side of desert. And for all we know, Ruble might be in go mode when he goes through desert, so that might not even be picked up.
Well, let's see. We're still waiting on that concocted cape.
All right, Ruble finally knows where the hookshot is.
Oh no, Agina's cave. Have we been trolled all along?
If this is the cape, we just get out.
We've been looking for this cape. No, okay. Just a heart container.
All right, Justin picking up the flute. Where is he headed?
I don't
Spike Cave?
I thought Spike Cave still isn't in logic, though.
I mean, not, but you might go for it.
Yeah, he's picking up... He's doing Spike Cave.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a... You know, that thing that you use to do things. A potion.
It's got a potion. I always get confused, and I need, like, some definitive evidence and a VTorp to be able to say, like, I really don't think, like, the number of hearts plus bottles gives you too much. But there's the cape.
Goodness, what? This cape is in Spike Cave. What is going on in this life?
Why?
So the logic break here is huge. That's well, I mean, technically to call it go mode, he has to pick up the hookshot, but still.
He knows where it's at, so he's gonna do it. Oh my god. So, Ruble doesn't have to be doing this at all. Does not have to be doing it. Spike Cave, is that the vanilla location for the cape?
No, it's the other way around. You're expected to have the cape to go get the Cane of Brian, which is in that cave. The cape is over in King's Tomb.
Right, okay. So, this seat has been rude.
I mean, watch the logic for Brian, though, be so convoluted. Like, Brian could be back at not Thieves Town, Turtle Rock. Brian could be literally on the pedestal.
This is just disgusting. So, Justin, now officially in go mode. All he's got is Ice Palace and Swamp Palace to clear. He's feeling good now.
Yeah. Now, depending on where the book is, Ruble would have probably had to come here to Swamp anyway to get that flute. But yeah, Justin, with the heavy sequence break there, getting the cape. Yeah, Samaria required could be a thing if we have right side GT big key. That could be a big deal. And the logic, of course, required the cane for Ice Palace, because that's where there was a small key on Cold Stare. So the logic as of right now for Spike Cave states that you either need to have the Cane of Burna, just the Cane of Burna, or the cape and a bottle or half magic. We had neither of those things, and the cape was in there.
So it was a Cane of Burna required, and that cane's got to be somewhere.
Yeah, but it could be so far buried in this seed's posterior, we don't know what's going on.
Hey, Justin, you gotta go get a key. That Spike Cave play, though, is absolutely huge, and I think Justin knows it. And our wonderful tracker, who is also in the tournament, Dude, who's an amazing individual, says, yeah, at this point, Cane of Burna, in all likelihood, is probably somewhere in Ice Palace, somewhere buried in that treasure chest. And there's the
book. Interesting. So, turns out, you absolutely didn't need to do Left Side Swamp.
Justin is still opening a few treasure chests, hoping to find another sword. Justin, I have bad news for you.
Well,
you walked right by it.
That being said, he did get the red mail from it, so that is certainly nothing to sneeze at. So for Spike Cave, the bottles are taken into logic, but only if you have the cape. It is going... The logic says cane or cape and bottles, or half magic.
Love the double stress that Justin is using here, doing what he can to try to make this as efficient as he can, and then silvers. This has got to be one of the only seed possibilities where both Cape and Brian are required items.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that you sequence broke it is potentially huge. I have no idea where that cane could be, but I kind of want to know.
So Justin stocking up on potions before he goes over to his ice cave. This is going to be his 7th crystal, and because it's Go Mode Ice Palace, he's going to be able to do this quite quickly, if not slightly dangerously with only the Master Sword. But the hookshot's going to allow him to get around a lot easier than Ruble did.
Absolutely.
And so it's worth noting we're in kind of faux go mode right now. Keep in mind there are 4 treasure chests that Justin and Ruble do not have access to yet. They're on the right side of Ganon's tower. If Kane ends up being required, if the big key is on that right side, we may have to go hunting for a little bit, guys.
Yeah. Now, Justin here, I may we may actually see him check the big chest of Ice Palace here, because he's gonna get, if he checks some chests, which he's clearly doing, both in order to find a sword and perhaps to find the Cane of Samaria if it's necessary. If he continues checking these chests, he may get the Freezor chest, which was the big key, and that would allow him to just fall down and check the big chest as well.
Meanwhile, Ruble is getting ready for his Landmo fight. Justin Z working his way very nicely through Ice Palace. Oh, Afrohawk brings up an interesting point. Because of the key logic that's required in Ice Palace that you said, Cane of Samaria cannot be in Ganon's tower. Is that right?
Correct.
So, if it is a right side requirement, then, I mean, we could see some hunting going on.
Yeah, we may have an extra long big key guessing game today.
We're not going to count any treasure chests or treasure locations outside of the 22, so just heads up, guys.
Right, of course. There's the big key for Justin Z. We'll see if he checks the big chest. Yeah, he's switching to the hook shot. Seems likely.
Pretty sure this is going to be Brian. Or another key. So
it could be over an iced tea. But I mean, it could also be in a lot of places. It could be in Mire. But we don't have ether, so interesting.
Oh, the ether medallion is is for both of them. Oh my. Well, poop.
Now I'm just sitting here racking my brain thinking of any place that cane could be.
Well, it's got to maybe an iced tea room.
Iced tea is like the one spot I can think of. And I'm not talking just in Ice Palace, I'm talking the entire game.
Yeah, and Justin Z completes Ice Palace, gets the 7th crystal, and ladies and gentlemen in chat, do you know what that means?
Unless ether is an iced tea. It is big key guessing game time, isn't it?
Absolutely is. So what we do, there are 22 treasure chests in Ganon's Tower that can possibly contain the Ganon's Tower big key. Go ahead and get your guesses in chat, 1 through 22, in which it is. If you are a subscriber to any of the Speed Gaming network of channels or have donated at least 250 bits, you will be entered into our leaderboard, 1 through 22. Bob, I already know what you're going to say.
Yeah. I think nobody guessed 14 before me. It's insane.
I'm hoping for some bright side shenanigans. I don't care what number we have, but I'm hoping for some bright side shenanigans right at the moment.
Yeah, right side would be a much more interesting play. Ruble's going for Spike Cave!
Oh, and he sees it and he's like, oh really?
Okay, this isn't over.
Oh, absolutely not. It's never over until the big pig squeals.
Just gotta do a go mode swamp and head back up there. So, yeah. This could be a big deal. Like, either Brian is in Ice Palace or Ether is in Ice Palace, and you had to go into Mire and Turtle Rock to get Brian.
Okay, so people are asking in chat how Oh, and we have here Spike Cave, or Hookshot Cave as well. How they're asking how exactly is Cane of Samaria required logically for Ice Palace? And effectively, it comes down to this. The logic presumes that you're going to use your keys, or your small keys, in the dumbest way possible.
Right, and so without... if you're missing one small key and you have the big key, it could be that you decided to waste all your keys and not open the room on the right down below that has the crystal switch in it, which is the logical or the intended way to complete Ice Palace without the cane, so that you can push the block downstairs. With the cane, you can use it to just cover the block and it's okay. Alright, so we got a compass and a big 20.
Alright, so that does at least lock us out of the right side for now, so Justin is forced to go over to the left. I mean, he's forced anyway, but, you know.
There is a small key on the torch. Yeah, and bomb jumps are never required by the logic. That's the other thing.
Yeah, bomb jumps are never required. Most runners can do them, especially at this level, but they are not required in any capacity.
Chest number 4, red rupee. Chest number 5, magic powder. Now we can complete the game. Chest number 6, another small key. Chest number 7, piece of heart.
All right, so far so good here. Getting into some other dense locations here. The powder is really nice right at the moment too, because there's so many anti-fairies here in Ganon's Tower. You can go ahead and safeties for days.
Indeed. All right, bombs in chest number 8.
Justin showing off the swag bloomerang strats. Love it.
Right, where the other place that item could be is the big chest of swamp.
Oh, we haven't checked that yet either. Yep. So guys, how did Samurai Man asks us, how did Justin forget Sick Kid for third sword? That's a great question, and I fully intend to ask him that afterwards.
It was just never convenient for him, except when he went to go activate the flute and he was too excited about desert. That's the way I would say it. That is chest number 13, still no big key. Oh, you know where else it could be? Tablets.
Let me see, we got the book. Yeah, it could be at tablets. Which would be disgusting. Only 3 treasure chests, or 4, I'm sorry. We have Bob's chest here, and then we have the back. But man, we're running out here.
Bob's chest is 50 rupees.
3 more! Get your hype going! This will be 15, 16, and 17.
Oh yeah, book is hookshot locked. So is big chest of swamp.
It's locked! Yes!
And right side GT shenanigans are in fact real. Justin's about to be real disappointed.
Oh, this is exactly what this matchup called for. Late game GT trolls.
So I think based on the logic we just threw together, iced tea is the answer.
Wait, what?
I lied.
What is that shenanigans?
hold on. Yeah, it could be there. The Cane of Samaria could be there.
Oh my
It's just that
God!
the Cane of Brian can't. Oh my goodness. That is
What?
just hilarious. That is just dumb.
No, that should not. I got so excited for so much, and now my hopes and dreams are dashed.
Okay, so imagine this scenario. Ruble checks the tablet before going into GT.
I mean, he's getting ready to enter GT right now. I don't anticipate him doing that.
He could, though.
He could, and that would make this a whole new game.
All right, 18 bombs, 19. Burrito, 10 or 20, 21. 21 is our big key.
21. So we didn't have the Dream 22 troll, but I'll settle for what we got. I will settle for that right side. All right, so Justin Z, it's worth noting at this point in time, I mean, Ruble's going to be going this full left side, hoping, so he's still behind, but Ruble does have the Tempered Sword. Justin Z has Master. It's not an easy fight doing Master Sword in the first 3 phases, or through all of that. Still plenty of shenanigans that can happen right at the moment.
I do not expect that to make a difference in the outcome of this run, but you never know.
Also, I wanted to take a second to apologize to everyone who had to listen to me scream. If you're wearing headphones, sorry, my fault.
Apology accepted. I mean, what?
Oh man, Justin's having some trouble in these rooms. He's down to 2 hearts. I mean, red mail, yeah, but 2 hearts still. He's gonna have to be a little bit careful.
Alright, so Justin is on 3 hearts, has plenty of liquid courage, though. I mean, liquid power? Wisdom? I don't know.
I always get confused in which the blue one is supposed to be, but Potion of Awesome?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I've just got the pun. Thank you. Took me a second.
Hashtag alcoholism. I mean, what? Never mind.
All right, Justin working his way up here very quickly. We'll see if he ends up checking these treasure chests for swords. Does look like he's going to. Hey, it's Ether. We can go clear Misery Mire and Turtle Rock now.
Alright, so that tells me Brian's in iced tea.
Yeah.
Unless something is... Unless I've forgotten something.
Justin using spin strats, wants his revenge on Moldorm. Remember, he fell twice earlier. Oh yeah, he's extra frustrated with that worm.
And luckily, Ruble will be checking the Ether Tablet as his first check.
So this seed logically required you to do ice to get the Cane of Berna, to go ahead and go up to get the okay. Do ice, clear it to Cane of Berna and the Ice Tea Room to go ahead and require you to then go back and do the Spike Cave to get the cape, to get the hook shot, to go down and get the book, to bring up to Ether Tablet to get the Cane of Samari to go back to ice.
Seems good.
Oh my god, my head hurts. And Justin Z takes out Aga, and we are on our way to Mr. Blue Bacon himself.
I am going to have to request that one of these runners go check Ice Tea Room for us. I mean, they won't do it on stream because it's a really late restream, but what?
Yeah, so Justin here is doing his spins on Ganon. Meanwhile, Ruble is starting his climb. He did check that Ether Tablet first thing, which is nice.
Now in Operation Spin to Win.
Looks like Justin had some struggle there. He was slashing and trying to hold and get the new spin, but when you slash, you hit something, it won't allow you to activate your charge there.
Yep, and Ganon counts as something, so you can't really start your spin while inside Ganon.
I mean, sure you can, right? He's on phase 3 now, so he's gotten past the hard part.
Sure you can is a different game. Phantom Ryu's not even here.
Oh, Ryu, I miss him. Here's those silver arrows, and he gets the torch glitch. And there it is, Justin Z destroying Ganon. The pig has squealed. GG Justin Z for winning this particular match and advancing into the round of 64. GG, get your GGs in chat.
We'll see about getting Justin in here to talk about this.
And I mean, Justin was making gambles the whole time, but this was a race to the cape, and Justin made the call first to sequence break, and what a sequence break that was. Ruble is right around the corner in the meanwhile.
Heading through the refill room. And we are joined by the winner of this race and the match, Justin Z.
Oh,
I got a question for you.
yes.
Can you check Ice-T room for me real quick?
It's got to be there, doesn't it? I mean, you know, and you saw me going through ice, getting trolled by every single item check I did in there, getting absolutely squat. So of course it would be there.
I think Kane O'Brien has to be there.
I don't see what else it
Otherwise,
could
the
be.
logic is broken.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot Sick Kid, so I'm assuming it's not there.
That's where another sword was. So Ruble's got
Yeah.
Shepherd.
So there you go. It's got to be, yeah.
And apparently, the fourth sword was on the mushroom. Or
I didn't even look at that. Oh, that's funny. Man, what a race.
Yeah, this entire run, it felt like, you were trying to make those strategic gambles, skipping a few of the one-off locations in order to kind of gamble it further. And it ended up paying off. This ended up being a race to the Cape, and you did the sequence break first.
Yeah, I guess. And I'm going to switch my mic up if it'll let me. I guess that's just it. The race to the Cape, and you know what's really funny is I thought to myself when I was up there the first time, I'm like, maybe I should have grabbed that blue potion out of Spectacle Rock Cave because I really want to check Spike Cave while I'm up here. But
that would have been an interesting play.
yeah, because you're there, so it's like, who cares if you're out of logic? There's so much stuff to check. It's the Cane of Berna's, or the Cape is probably somewhere else. And so it was just an item check to do, but yeah. What? So, I could have gotten that really, really early if I decided I really wanted that blue bottle really badly.
It was one heck of a race. We had some early route divergence there. Ruble went to pod pretty early while you went to do kind of the Village of Outcasts area. So you each found value in your own right. He got the flippers. I think, you got the Titans minutes relatively early. So once you ended up swapping and kind of checking everything, it just says, okay, well, where's this Cape?
Yeah, and making that quick bumper cave check that feels like about 98% of the time is nothing, and then seeing hookshot there, it's like, oh, here we go. I just had a feeling that it would be the basically lead to go mode item would be the Cape, and sure enough, that's the way this one played out.
All right, so Ruble did go ahead and finish on our stream. That was an official time of 1 hour, 38 minutes, and 4 seconds. And it sounds like we are joined by Ruble as well. Hello.
Hi.
So, how about that Spike Cave?
Yeah, I called an audible because I figured Ice-T room was in logic, and also the big chest because I was very confused in Ice Palace, so I accidentally fell down a pit I didn't mean to, and I couldn't check the big chest.
Right.
But I guess it wouldn't have helped me anyway.
It was just a key. I was checking everything because that was a go mode dungeon for me, but I'm like, okay, I don't have Kena Samaria and I'm still on Sword 2, so I'm going to check stuff, and every single one was a dungeon item.
Yeah, so I was hoping beyond hope it was going to be like Blue Cane in Ice Palace leading to Spike Cave, and I'm like, I can just walk through these spikes and check it. And it worked, but I guess it was too little too late.
Yeah, your opponent made the same play about, several minutes earlier. The thing is, though, that put him in a a sort of go mode, sort of. Of course, Kena Samaria was like kind of out of the picture for a bit there.
Yeah.
We were all hyped about a massive check for the Kena Samaria, and then it's just, nah, it's right outside.
Yeah, I was really thinking about checking that tablet. Like, I just really, really wanted to, but I didn't.
Yeah, would have been the right call in this particular case. Usually would not, though. Let's see. So, and I'm actually dead serious about this. When you get the chance, could either one of you actually go check Ice-T room and make sure it was Kane O'Brien, so I make sure that my brain isn't broken?
Yeah, I can probably do that, Dr. Bob.
Yeah, I mean, we've logicked our way through this. With this small key on Cold Stare, the logical routing that this seed wanted you to do is dip Ice Palace, get the Kane of Brian, go up, get the cape from Spike Cave, go complete Swamp Palace to go ahead and get the book, which then back up to Death Mountain, get the Cane of Samaria on the Ether tablet to go all the way down. Ugh.
Yeah, it was fun. Oh well.
But yeah, that is it was a very interesting seed and a very, solid sequence break there, getting you that cape. But yeah, this is a very, very interesting setup.
I mean, and really, you rarely see something like that, just that crazy. You get to the end and you're like, what was that? So, I really do. Ruble and I were talking about it in the race chat. This was so random, and it could have gone either way. All three of the matches felt that way. So, I mean, really, I just, I lucked out, and that's pretty much what it came down to.
I mean, I didn't watch the second race back, but by all accounts, you probably had been doing better on most fronts until the Ice Palace gamble. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's not a lot to say about it. It's randomizer. Things happen.
I mean, that all there is to say, really, when you get right down to it. It's rando, and that's the way it goes.
As they say, rando gonna rando.
Yeah.
And by they, I mean me. All right, so very, very nice run. So Justin Z, you'll be taking this match going up. Do you know who your opponent will be next round yet?
I have not looked at the bracket, so
I was just pulling it up. Actually, it's Alders is going to be your next opponent. He did 2-0 against Sigma.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, so good luck with that.
Thank you.
And is there anything else you two would like to say about this before we wrap things up today?
I just want to wish Justin good luck against Christos in round 3.
Well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Ruble.
I would have beaten him, but sadly, it's that's not how it's going to be.
It's not meant to be,
Hey, Christos, I mean, one, he needs to finish Ganon's Gone Wild, and even then, the winner of that has to face Chisame, who is on a 7-0 win streak right now. So take that for what you will.
Yeah, it's only going to get tougher as the numbers whittle down. So yeah, I mean, some amazing performers out there, no doubt.
All right. So, coming up the rest of the day, we've got quite a few more matches left. We've got Mekon versus Spooty Biscuit just recently started over on Speed Gaming 4. Another race on this channel in about an hour. Another race over on ALTTP Randomizer as well, and just a metric ton of action this evening all over the place. And so make sure, if you want to keep up with that, make sure to follow the Gaming and ALTTP Randomizer channels for all of that action. Also, I want to thank our two runners here once again, Justin Z and Ruble, and of course I also want to thank some of the behind the scenes people, Dude on Tracker, and of course my co-commentator Vitasia. Thank you so much.
It is always a pleasure, Dr. Bob, working with you and Dude, and getting to comment and be a part of this race was just, I know it probably was a seed for you two, but it was a lot of fun for us.
And of course, if you appreciate anything you saw here, the best way to help those involved out is to give them a follow here on Twitch, and I'm sure we would all appreciate it. It is Ice Tea Room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
My brain is no longer broken. Everything works.
Uh,
Ice Tea Room is in fact real.
It could have been a lot meaner than
I
putting
guess it could have, but that was pretty mean.
All right, so with that, it's about time to wrap things up. So I will just say that I have been Dr. Bobtastic.
And I've been Vitasia.
And we'll see you later.